Welcome to the Dallas Duo Podcast,
your weekly wellness coffee date.
We're friends in Dallas, always looking for the best ways to optimize our health
and have fun along the way.
Today, we are diving into the story of a Dallas gem, quite literally.
We're joined by Leslie Needleman and Kathryn Bass, the powerhouse founders behind The Gem, Dallas's first freestanding organic juice bar. We're both loyal, longtime customers.
After being diagnosed with breast cancer in 2009, Leslie discovered firsthand the power of organic juice, clean food, and an anti-inflammatory diet. Together with her disco soul sister, Kathryn, they fell in love with a healthy, happy lifestyle that included mind, body, and spirit, and found they could use food as medicine to heal and stay healthy for a lifetime. All right, y'all, welcome.
We're so excited to have you on. We're both big fans.
Well, we're happy to be here. Excited.
Well, let's rewind. You two are besties and business besties. How long have you known each other and how did you initially meet?
We have known each other 18 years and been in business together now 13 and a half years. And we met through our children's school at the time. That was Lamplighter School here in Dallas. And fast forward now and we're still best friends and our kids are best friends still. And we like to hang out on the weekend, not only at work, but on the weekend and holidays as well.
Oh, I love that. That's wonderful.
We're really
that makes me so excited. I'm a toddler mom and people told me just wait until your kids get into school. There's this whole next phase of friendship coming. And I was like, I can't even believe that, right? I feel like I already have good friends and I can't wait to see what that next part holds.
They'll be better. It'll be more robust and hopefully 25 years from now, they'll still be your best friends.
Yes, it's definitely a way to create those lasting friendships. And remind me, how old are your kids now?
Well, my twins are 22 and my son is 24 and Kathryn has a 25-year-old and a 23-year-old. So they're becoming young adults.
I know I'm in that same phase as y'all. It's a different phase, but really fun because you get to see them becoming, their own people, which is amazing. Okay. Well, Leslie, I know part of the story is your healing journey. Can you tell us a little bit about that? And also what was the spark that led to creating The Gem?
When I was diagnosed in 2009 was truly a sucker punch. And I immediately searched for ways there were things that I couldn't control, right? I had to lean into the chemo and the radiation and the surgeries. But what I could control is the food, my nutrition, what I was putting into my body. And so I did a deep dive into that, bought a juicer and a Vitamix and really started. I mean, this was 15 years ago. So this was very new. The concept was new. There was no one around to talk to bounce ideas off of. And so as I studied and learned, Kathryn was kind of there by my side. She was bringing me the lentil soup came from Kathryn bringing that to me when I was unwell. So that's really the start of it. And as I looked around, I was doing all of this at home, but there was no place in Dallas that offered the quality level, the intentionality of clean, organic, thoughtful food, superfoods, even just clean food. There just wasn't anything there. And that's where the spark of The Gem came is that I knew I loved it and I didn't always want to do it at home.
Being in this journey, quite frankly, even if you can, it's exhausting every day.
It's a lot of work
to think about all of your food and to not be able to outsource any of it. Because when you're not following any type of stringent diet, people outsource food all the time. You pick up your coffee, you pick up your lunch, pick up your breakfast. So to not have that resource is really a strong barrier for so many people.
Yes, it was one of those things that we quickly realized that other people were interested as well. We've opened the first Gem during our carpool hours. We were open from 8 to 2:30. And we just realized very quickly, though, that this was something that other people wanted to learn more about as well. And it's been incredibly inspiring to see our customers now where they started in their understanding of clean, healthy nutrition and where they are today. Now they're coming in knowing about GMOs and organic, but also just understanding how important it is incorporate all of this into a healthy lifestyle. We've watched them go from just want an apple and an orange juice to, can we just put cilantro and spirulina in my,
A big shift
to
there.
a spicy flawless, right?
so, and loving it. And I think that's what, the more you start incorporating these habits, your body craves those foods. And so your taste levels change once your body, you see how the brain sees how your body reacts to all of this nutrient dense food and these habits, then you start to crave it.
On my tour of SMU, my mom and I stopped into the gym when you were in the back of the store right next to Shinsei.
Worst?
That's
Yes.
awesome.
That's crazy.
I think that was the
first spot?
original location?
Yes, that was our original.
Wow.
Yeah, we stopped in there because I had been diagnosed with celiac for 4 months before college tours. And it was like a safe space, right? Like I could have everything. And so it was so cool. Like I got a little salad and a thing of hummus with I think like a rice cracker that came with it, and a smoothie. And it was so cool. I was like, this place is awesome. It was like such a cool experience. That was so long ago. I mean, that was 2008.
10 and a half years ago.
Wow. So that was like the beginning.
Yeah.
You guys have such a welcoming space, a great product. But like when you were talking about your customers and your clients, I also think that you really go out of your way to support people and provide resources around that as well. So can you tell us a little bit more about ways that you do that? Because I know you have your blog and you've hosted classes in the past. What are your thoughts around that?
Because I think one thing I was going to point out is like, this is a big differentiator. Most people, when they get into health, feel like it's hard and it's difficult and they feel like it's inaccessible, right? Like you go to, say, Juice Land and they're like, wow, I'm so overwhelmed by the menu. I don't know what any of these foods are. Where you come into your shop and you're like, there's a disco ball. These things are called flawless. These things to me. There's diamonds. Like they feel more like they're being pulled in instead of pushed away.
And that was intentional. Our whole concept was to make this lifestyle approachable and authentic. I think that what our customers want from us is guidance, but they also need to see the authenticity. We live this life. We celebrate it. And I think that that's really important, is to stay true to that concept. But yes, the disco ball and the music and the colors and the words, all of that was incredibly intentional to really bring people in and see that it's something that you can do, you can live by and be inspired by it.
And you're
Every
right.
time I post a picture of a smoothie with the disco ball in the back, I mean, people that don't live here are like, where is this place? What is this? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It's like it's the exact opposite of how most juice bars feel.
Well, thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Hard.
We did not want to be a very clinical space, because we wanted this to be a lifestyle that you
Welcoming.
yeah. And I love that you see people come in and they'll sit in there and meet friends or do work, or they bring their kids in and their kids are enjoying, one of your little mini smoothies. And so I just think that you really make it accessible for people and fun.
Well, thank you. We're really proud of our community that we've created.
With that in mind, has there been any like surprising pivots or roadblocks that you've been like, we're going to have to rethink how we're going to handle this? Like one of them for me is, I think, like COVID. Like I think that was obviously a roadblock.
COVID for us, we were prepared in that we had an ordering app. We had a platform to stay connected with our customers.
We know.
And so, yes.
I remember ordering the smoothies with the components to like make it home, which was
those were oh gosh, yes. Those were the kind of things that we did with the roadblock, as you say, to circumvent the challenges that we had to stay open. But we were very fortunate. We became a resource during that time as well, to how do I stay healthy and how can I fuel my children and stay sane all at the same time. So it's good.
Also, I'm curious, how did you come up with the name, the
Leslie did.
Well,
She's our marketing.
I spent 17 years doing marketing and product development, but I originally was going to be a health coach. and do counseling. And the name of my business was Diamonds on Your Inside. When I was telling Mary Kathryn about this, and she said, "Oh, you should do juice and smoothies in the front. You can have this in the back. And what are we going to call it?" And so I was trying to come up with a way. And then so the gem was sparked from the idea of everything that you put inside your body is the gem. And you can always say, "I've been to the gym twice today." And people think, wow, we have a lot of stamina.
It always makes me think of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days when they have like the whole diamond marketing platform and he's like, frost yourselves. I always think of that whenever I come in the store.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you define wellness and beauty, and how does that show up in the brand?
I think we both define wellness and beauty as an overall lifestyle, which will show up in your attitude, your eyes, your face, your words. It goes back to our brand that the gym is a place for good energy and good food and good community. And that all comes together to have an overall shine or an overall, that's why we always say shine brighter. I mean, it talks about, of course, the vanity part of it, how fresh or clean your skin looks, but it's also
How you project
Yes.
that energy and wellness, beauty. I mean, it's a cliche, but beauty is from within.
Mhm.
And when you feel good and you are putting out positive, healthy words and actions and energy, that makes you beautiful. That creates more wellness, your connections. And that's really where the gem, I think, shines bright.
Yeah.
That answer.
I don't think it's cliche at all, maybe because I'm a dietitian, but like all day long, I talk to patients about good mood food. Like there's food that you eat that in the moment makes you feel good, but then afterwards you don't feel good. But there's food that you eat that then creates this catalyst for how you feel all day long. Like it sets the stage. And that's what I think of when I go to the gym. I'm like, oh, wow, by taking this step, it's going to amplify the rest of my day, the rest of my week.
Thank you. We were lucky in feeling that early, at least in Texas or in Dallas. This idea was, we felt it then, but now it's in it's on everyone's minds and how do I perform better? How do I sleep better? How do I feel better with my friends and my loved ones? How do I perform better at work? It's all related, it turns out, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I feel like people are even more aware, and some of that is, of course, thanks to just the way our world is now, the internet and social media and all of the things. But yeah.
Yeah. Are you still offering like classes and workshops? I know that was such a popular piece of your brand. And I think too, early on, people needed the education. People needed the why. Like, why am I drinking this? What is the benefit of it? How is it going to help me?
We
I
haven't
did
done.
Day in the Life of a Gem workshop several years ago. You all invited me to come do that, and I got so much out of it. I loved it. I remember your little journal that you had and like all the things, and it was just such a great resource.
I guess we transitioned into how can we help more and more people, and that was a couple of things on the blog. Leslie's a great writer, and it was always easy for us to come up with those blog ideas. They were short, succinct, and quippy and approachable. Back to that, our mission in the very beginning was to be approachable, and so we reach a lot of people with that, and it's always on the website and in a big database of like, oh, I can go right there and see it quickly, as opposed to small classes. But we almost feel like the small class happens every day here when Leslie and I, not only with our employees, but
We spend so much time with our customers.
You guys are very present there.
We feel it's a privilege to have people come in who need guidance. And that's one of the things that I think makes the gem stand out, is that our customers who come in, they have this desire, this challenge of wanting to be healthier and to be healthier with their families. And we offer that, not only our food, but I think now we talk about the gem life, which is, about gratitude and eating, G, gratitude, eating, move, shine. And there are things within those letters of how to build habits that give you the gem life. So, but it's a privilege to be able to have that contact with customers who come in
Well, and
Those
they're
who are
not like
customers on a daily.
the coolest part to me is when I'm in there, I never feel like it's just a room of like health and wellness experts, right? Like I feel like you also have people that are there open and willing to learn about wellness, want to be well, not just are already well, which I love because I think that it fosters a place where people are like, I feel comfortable coming here and asking questions. I feel comfortable not being the expert in the room and asking, what is maca? Right? What's matcha? What are the differences? How do they help me? Right? And they're, willing to ask, and that you guys have a staff that's willing to answer.
Thank you. We work hard on it.
So let's shift gears a little bit. The names of your menu items are so unique and fun. What would you say are the signature juices, smoothies, and snacks? And what do you think makes them a fan favorite?
Number one, our green glow.
We were just
Were talking about
hoping
this.
that after 13 years, that green glow that we started with is still the number one seller. And it's
That's
that
insane.
cucumber, kale, apple, lemon, and ginger. And it is still the number one. And green glow still, with the glow in it, just still goes back to everything we're interested in helping our customers with. And that's that interior glow, which then affects
It's like your
everyone and
hero
everything.
product. That's pretty incredible after this much time that it's
Yeah.
held on that long. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
And the Sparkleberry smoothie, I don't know if your kids have had that or if you've had that, but our Sparkleberry smoothie is our number one smoothie. Guys order it, young kids, of course, but we're surprised about how that smoothie is still number one. And guys don't have a problem with it.
They don't have a problem ordering a Sparkleberry.
I love
By my
that.
daughter.
I mean, we were aiming
Eight.
at women because we were women and we knew what we wanted. But today in the gym, I know you guys see it, but it is young fellas working. It's young kids and professional guys in and out of here all day. But anyway, I think the green glow and the Sparkleberry, without a doubt, and the lentil soup is still in the top.
Yeah, the lentil soup, I think, is the thing that I hear the most from clients that always surprises me. I'm like, not the juices of smoothies. They're like, no, I go for the soup. I'm like, okay.
A lot of people come and get this soup in the quart. I mean, they just buy it by the quart. The lentil soup on top of the quinoa, as a little meal, is outstanding. That's your gem hack for dinner.
I actually, all my clients that are scared of chia seed pudding, I tell them to go try yours because if they have yours, they'll love it and then they'll be willing to try to make it themselves.
Yes.
So it's like my onboarding,
Your intro
for
to chia
seed
pudding.
We're the gateway drug.
You are literally the gateway drug to wellness for my clients.
Why we can't keep it in stock, and it's
That's funny.
It's
we
me.
literally, it's astounding. People buy 3 at a time. People buy it in the evening, in the morning. The kids want it. Men want it. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, and it's also funny because we both have the same favorite smoothie there. We both love the Jada ginger snaps.
With your drinks, there are very intentional ingredients. Did you have help with that? Was that your own idea? Was there a method? Has there been pivots over time with like science changing or nutrition science changing?
No, we're the test kitchen.
And
we're the test kitchen at home. We'll bring the idea in.
And it usually is organic. It just comes from, like the Silver Bullet is one of our newer smoothies. And
that came from me. I had cycled through all my favorites. And so then I started making something, and then I thought, gosh, we need to put this on the menu. Kathryn was making the chia pudding. It's not science. There's intentionality behind it. And we know that oftentimes we feel there's a void. We need to add something new, but it's all based on what Kathryn and I want to eat, want to drink, want to explore. And the thing that you asked if there was science that changed, the trends, there aren't many trends, right? It's healthy, clean, nutrient dense food. 80-20, if you wish, but it's really about focusing on that tenet in how you eat and fuel your body. So we never had drinks with a lot of sugar in them.
I see brands, I do a lot of advisory for CPG brands, and I warn people, I'm like, hey, like if you launch like a low FODMAP keto bar, I don't know where you're going to be in 10 years because that trend may cycle through, right? And so when you just have real food rooted organic your longevity as a brand too just does better. And it's also like you're saying, oh, this is authentic. This is just how we've been living our lives. And so it feels more approachable to people too to say like, well, this isn't a trend. They've been doing it for decades.
And it's kind of like if this is something that we're looking for, that we're trying, this is probably something our customers want or need as well.
They just didn't know it yet.
Yeah. You just had to tell them.
That's right. No.
We've been hitting a ton of content and topics around perimenopause. And I think that that's like more of a hot topic these days.
Yes.
I'm interested in conversations going on at the gym if there are certain nutrients or certain recommendations that you share with individuals in passing that you're like, add this to your smoothie, or we have this in the back, double up.
Lucky you ladies at your age, that there is lots of conversation about perimenopause.
Yes.
I'm very grateful.
I hit it at 40 because of my treatments. And there was no indication of what was ahead of me the next day, right? I went full stop. But so to have all of this information is so powerful. I feel like there's just not even enough research for the remedies that are safe, and it's just difficult. But we really feel like as far as food and nutrients for around perimenopause, I mean, it's the same whether you're trying to lose weight, to have more energy, to get rid of inflammation in your body. It's eating clean and incorporating movement and all of these other things into your daily life. It's not easy, and there's not a magic pill.
There's a silver bullet.
Yeah.
There is the silver bullet smoothie.
Do you have a shot for that?
So that is part of it, right? But we think that making sure you're getting the nutrients, there are, supplements, your multivitamins and your fish oil, and those kind of things are all important and helpful. Magnesium for sleep and things of that nature. I wish there was something specific.
Yeah.
But I also think I'm happy that there's not, because I think that message is really important. I think some people hit perimenopause and they're like, oh no, I have to do everything different. And I'm like, well, maybe, but the same foundations actually still apply, right? Like there may be some changes we make, but vegetables still matter and clean ingredients still matter.
Yeah.
Sugar is a big fat
Sugar
no.
still matters. Yeah.
Well, and I think it's great that there's more of a buzz about it now. People are talking about it more now, to where, women now in their earlier 30s may at least hear about it and then become a little more educated as they get older. Like I turned 45 this year. I feel like I just started learning about it a few years ago and really diving into it now. But I think it'll help this younger generation coming in, that as they age, they'll be a little more aware.
Yeah.
And educated about it too. And hopefully there'll be some great resources by then too.
Yeah. You're going to be
Would say
avidly reading so that I know what to expect.
that's right.
I'm like voraciously reading all the things.
Yeah. It's something.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
This has been, I mean, you guys have been in business for so long now. I know there is like quite a PG and founder and female entrepreneurial space in Dallas. I learn about new concepts all the time that are coming up. Have you served as like advisors or mentors for other brands? And if so, like what has been your top tip or recommendation for those individuals?
I mean, over the years, we've definitely been mentoring and being contacted by local women, small businesses, all kinds of things. I think our message is usually the same, and that's hold true to your passion, stay true to your mission, lean on each other, whether that's if you're single, if your business is just you. But I do think Leslie and I have been an example for and an inspiration to many people, because we are so out there. We are in the store. We are out there in the neighborhood, showing up at Old Parkland when they open their North Campus. We're going to Southwest Airlines this week, or we're at World Springs now, and World Springs is a wonderful business.
Oh, I didn't realize you guys were there.
I saw that on Instagram and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I think, to your point, we have been around a while, and so people trust us, and that's an awesome gift and responsibility, and we're ready for continuing that.
Yeah, not all founders are willing to be a spokesperson for their brand, right? They kind of want to be behind the scenes.
Right, right. And there's good and bad to that. We've just chosen this way. It kind of organically happened, actually, right?
No pun intended.
Yeah.
When we are asked about starting a business, and the most important thing is to do your homework on the industry around you, whether there's competition specifically or in a similar space. And to don't take no for an answer is, I think our best advice is, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I think that 14 years ago, when we really started to build this business plan, I think we were, being a female in, opening a business, getting a bank, getting real estate, was somewhat of a challenge. And I would say probably some of those things still somewhat exist, but we never took no for an answer, and we never allowed someone else to dictate our decisions, like that's not possible, or that's not available, or you can't do this, or well, sure we can. And we do. And I think that fear around all big decisions can hold you back, and you just kind of dive in. And we didn't know anything about the restaurant business. And we just dove in and learned along the way. And we talked to a lot of people. Who were in business, friends who were in business together. I think those were really helpful as you grow into a new business.
Awesome. I do want to circle back to something because I think that you guys, as both like busy moms, are a wealth of information for other moms who want to be able to provide, healthy choices for their kids at home and on the go. So would you be willing to share a few tips on how you do that? What are ways that you're able to make that happen in your own home?
Well, the number one thing as a family is having family dinners, period.
But even before that, it's showing. We always say,
Oh, well, right.
We always say our employees here and they see us do it. We are showing up here. You see us here, number one, but that's true at home. We show up at home, and what that looks like is planning ahead and having excitement around it, not, oh, I have to, do the things that runs a household and a marriage and kids. It's, I get to, and I want to do it the best I can. And that translates here into work. Leslie and I do it here as well. And so I think showing up is our number one thing at home. And that looks like family dinners, family time, showing up for each other, supporting. We tend to go out of our way and decorate a little more for average days.
The disco ball and the colors are what we bring at home.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, you want to talk authentic. The brand that you see is the people that we are.
It came from our house.
It came from right. The
I
disco
love
ball
that.
actually came from my garage. And that's not an exaggeration, but I think that
feeling of
making the simplest of experiences special. Setting the table is so fun, and you have to have some clean, healthy food on the table. And you may cook that. Doesn't have to be hard. You may get it supplementally with, prepared food from the gym or from a table. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. So those kinds of things I think are important, but you don't need to be overwhelmed by it. Like a simple roasted chicken and some steamed broccoli and rice cooked in organic broth is outstanding.
Yeah.
You have that time with your family, and that is so healthy.
And I think too, when your kids see you excited about the way that you eat, and not even necessarily saying like, oh, this is healthy, but like if they see you doing it, they're going to want to do it too. So it's like setting that example.
Yeah.
The more you talk about it being healthy,
I know.
I want to pull back.
Yeah.
Because
that's actually my number one rule for toddlers and husbands
and teenagers
is that you don't describe a meal. I'm like 2 words: chicken dinner,
tacos.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like, just give them, here you go. Like, don't even give a word,
We're serving dinner. Here it is.
Yeah.
And I think that then they just love good food.
Yeah.
And they're
they can make their own opinions, right? Yeah. The thing that goes over the best in our house is if something is daddy's, daddy's breakfast, then my son is
Then he wants
interested.
it.
So I'm like, all right, cool. This is daddy's breakfast. So he's like, he wants some too. And I'm like, that's the only descriptor you get. You can figure out, what's in there. Those are really good tips, especially when you're raising children. I think that I see a lot of people in the industry who are really, I don't know, like restrictive with food or give their kids like a lot of boundaries around food. And so I think it's nice to hear from people who are passionate and authentic about it, but also realistic about, how it's going to go at the dinner table.
And it sounds like you guys, of course you're about the healthy food, but it's also about associating that with like the experience and the family time that goes around it. Like it's not just about the food. So I think that that's a really healthy way to go about it.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun. It's a joy. Like she said, you have to frame all of it as a joy. It's something that you get to do, that you have this opportunity to be with people who love you. And I think that it's just the way that we live, and it's really powerful.
And you heard our kids' ages, and their favorite thing to do is to ask when we're cooking. And when we're cooking, or they know what that means, it includes the whole picture, and they can't wait to be there. And that's what a lot of our celebrations are around today. And there are lots of resources out there to help you if you're not already diving into, just putting things on the table. Then there are lots of resources. It's super cool to be at home and cook,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And to share that with your kids as well,
Mhm.
like to
It
get
is.
them
It
involved
is.
with
It's
it.
part
And
of the many ways you teach them.
yes.
Yeah, we love that. We're interested if we pivot a little bit on the GEMS expansion. What's next? You guys mentioned the springs. So that is new. Is there anything new on
That
the
is
horizon?
new.
I was there when like the Ritual One collaboration
Ooh.
happened. That was like, I think during COVID for me. I was really excited.
Actually, we have a brand new Superseed
bar.
protein bar that launched, and it has 12 grams of plant-based protein in it. It's tahini, chia, hemp, sesame seeds.
So peanut free, high fiber, hormone balancing, helps with estrogen detox. I'm hearing all these things. Yum.
And we think it tastes so good. It's like a
Rice Krispie treat.
It's like a Rice
Oh,
Krispie
so it's got
treat
a
with
good
peanut
crunchy
butter, but no
texture.
peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
We'll be there later.
Yes.
Find them.
Well, you better hurry
You better
because
hurry,
I don't know.
we're gonna-
Before they run out.
And then our second protein bar will arrive maybe in a week or two.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, those are so exciting. I'm excited to hear people.
And then, there's all kinds of other little surprises on the horizon.
Yeah,
which
we're always working on.
we'll hold off.
I love that. Okay, well, I'm excited. Where does the inspiration come from? Like you guys constantly come up with new things. I know you said that sometimes you see that there is like a deficit that needs to be filled, but is it talking with friends, going to conferences, traveling? Like
Like
what
the protein
inspires-
bar, I feel like everyone that you open feels the same way. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of smushed and it's like a chewy thing. And we're calling this bar that's debuting Crush and Crumble is what we're calling it. I don't recall having just a seed bar out there, in Whole Foods or wherever, or even on our shelves. We're always looking for the latest bar as well. And what we usually come to is we should make it ourselves. And so we did this particular bar, and we're interested in protein, back to the perimenopause and menopause, and how do I get myself fed on the go? I want to feel great. I don't want to be low in superfoods or protein. We just started experimenting with a more savory bar because a lot of them are too sweet, lean on the sweet side. So we'll see what you think. Come and get it. And so that's how we come up with most of our ideas. We just are realizing there's a deficit in some little area.
Well, and also what you said, we might find it somewhere else, but then we go, oh, we can do this so much better.
So much.
God, we can do this so much
I
better.
love that.
And so, yeah, we can, what if it was like this, but not like this?
Yeah.
That's our R&D.
Yeah, it's scientific.
I love that. So
Well,
fun.
before we wrap up, we like to do some rapid fire questions. Okay, so we'll start with coffee or matcha?
Coffee.
Matcha.
Ooh,
Okay. And then what's your gem order?
Well, a silver bullet.
And celery juice.
Oh, and a celery juice in the morning, and an MVP mixed with our immunity bone broth. Delicious. With an extra shot of immunity mix, which is the turmeric, lemon, and ginger.
In it. It's really good.
Yeah.
Mine would be celery juice. I like to add a little cilantro and parsley in. My go-to after that is our Cameo. And a Cameo is a green smoothie with a cup of spinach and a cup of kale and coconut water. It's wonderful. And then I love the MVP and bone broth. We can sip it at work and we can be on the go. And I love that.
Or the arugula salad, or the vegan tuna salad, or we like it
I love
all.
hearing all your favorites because there's like so many to choose from. Like this is great.
Okay, what about your favorite skincare product?
We love goey oil, which we actually sell at the gym. And it's a body oil, goey, G-O-E.
But it's jojoba, coconut, and
It smells good.
we love it. We put it everywhere.
Fantastic. And you can put it on a little bit on your face. You can put it all over your skin. You can use it in your hair.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
When we go get a manicure and pedicure, we take it with us.
I know. I tell them no lotion now.
Well, you're both super stylish. I always love seeing your outfits when I come into the gym. What are some of your favorite boutiques in Dallas?
Well, we love Cabana and Canary. We love
VOD.
VOD is down in Victory Park, and there's some
That place.
amazing women that work there as well. And then the conservatory. The conservatory is here, a local, again, idea. And so we love supporting them as well.
I love their tea room too.
It was darling. The new upgrades are amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't been lately, so it's one of my
They
favorites.
just
So I just loved
upgraded,
it.
and it's really lovely.
Wow.
All right. What about your favorite restaurants outside of grabbing something at the gym?
Written by the Seasons is our new favorite restaurant that we
a
really
local
like.
guy.
He's
Trip
local.
Russ and a few other guys. We love Shinsei and Lover Seafood. Those girls gave us our first spot where you saw us, Whitney, on Inwood, and they have Perch and Lover Seafood and Shinsei. Still local, the neighborhood vibe, and our kids love it.
And then Dive and Francesca. Well, she is still true to her mission of clean food and no seed oils, and she's growing her own lettuces, and she's amazing. We have always felt very connected with her.
Yeah, I love their food. It's so
She's
good.
so true to her mission too. That's a really good parallel.
What's your favorite workout or way to work out?
Well, I love Ritual One. That's my drug. That's what I do early in the morning. I do all those classes I do, and I love.
That's awesome.
I love a lot of things. I love yoga. I love walking my dogs. I love golf is my new favorite in the past 3 years. I love tennis and pickleball. I love anything outside.
Well, she just loves everything. Yeah.
Just like to be moving.
Yes.
What about favorite indulgence? However you define it.
I'll go first. I dream about chocolate every day. I have chocolate every day in the afternoon, and sometimes I don't feel like it's an indulgence. I have a chocolate smoothie here at the gym, like maybe the Crown Jewel or the Tahitian Pearl, or of course the Silver Bullet. But you can just eat raw, like little human chocolate. They're chocolate covered almonds. I have that. Or Hail Mary makes a great chocolate little tart.
I love Hail Marys. Well, Mary Kathryn and I, she's chocolate, I'm vanilla. She's that's what makes our business go so well, is that we really love different things. So she likes the chocolate. I like a good clean marshmallow. I mean, that's my thing. I love the Rice Krispie treats made with really good marshmallows in it. So that's one of my things, but it's all vanilla. Not boring vanilla, good vanilla.
My dream would be like if y'all did your cashew milk as like a soft serve, like a vanilla.
So that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah. So I just bought an ice cream maker.
Time.
Yes. I'm going to make with it cashew milk. We'll see.
Yes.
All right. Well, if we wrap things up here, let our listeners know where they can find out more about you.
You can find us online at insidethegem.com, and our social media, we're on Instagram and Facebook, and we have 2 current locations on 5915 Forest Lane, which is at Forest in Preston. And then we have our flagship location, Luther Lane.
Right next to Susie Cakes in Preston Center. And come in and ask for us. We're here.
Well, we're thankful for your time and your joy and your passion in telling us all about the gem and how bright and shiny it makes everyone from the inside out. Thank y'all for your time today.
Thank you so much. See you soon.